Welcome to day 5 of the 5-day transformation. I'm your guide, Samantha Kiego, and I'm taking you through the 5 essential steps to get your marriage back on track and rekindle newlywed love. Yesterday was about interrupting the number one self sabotaging story we have inside our mind, the pity party. Today is about staying on your own turf. It's about a fact that we women often forget. Leadership is about leading ourselves, not our husband. Remember day number 3, verbal garbage, removing verbal garbage. That was about being really careful about the words you use when you think about or talk about your husband. Today's step is about never ever thinking or talking about what your husband should or shouldn't do. That's your homework, ladies. And here is how I remember it. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Now, replace country with husband. That's how you get it. Remember it. Now, why is this so important to do? If you can be sure of anything in life, it is this. When you think about what your husband should or shouldn't do, he's in fact not thinking about it. That's just the way it works. So, when you manage this step, the likelihood of your husband doing what you wish he would increases dramatically. And if you don't manage this step, the likelihood is 99% chance that he's not going to do it, whatever it is you wish he would do. Okay? So how do we go about staying on our own turf? Or more importantly, why is it so hard for us women to stay on our own turf and just think about ourselves? Because we want to fix things and we're ambitious. We want a really great relationship. And we want to be great wives, and we want to fix things, and we want him to be the best he can be. So our mind automatically goes to, oh, if he could only, instead of what we can do. So the principles of staying on your own turf. Here's how I do it. Think about a really, really great leader. The best one that you know. It could be at work, it could be Gandhi, it could be a president. Now imagine you're that leader. You're him or her. That's how I do it. Pretend you're an amazing, great king or queen. And number 2, take 100% responsibility. Pretend it's a game. No matter what life throws at you, no matter what he throws at you, no matter how impossible the situation, you somehow sourced it. Taking 100% responsibility is a way to stay on your own turf. Here's what you get to do when you practice it. You get to look at, okay, what can I do to improve the situation? Because that's within your realm of influence. Your turf is the only thing you can influence. As soon as you go over to his turf, it's an uphill battle. You will never ever win. You don't have any influence, but you can actually influence your husband from your side of the playing field. Everything you do should be from your turf. That's how you affect him. So if you want something, you give it. If you want love, give love to him, but give it in the way that he thinks is love. For many, it can be more silence. It could be physical, making love. It can be whatever he thinks is love. You know, he doesn't think that love is exactly the way you think it is. So for me, I'd like to explain and talk, so my husband will get a snapshot of everything inside my head. I would love it if he did that, because that's somehow love to me, but it's not love to him. So I'm not giving him love when I'm explaining every single thought inside my head. That's not love to him. So love to him will be more silence or a look or a feeling. This is what husbands usually love, is when they get the space around them, then we don't interrupt them and we let them be them. That's what I've heard many men say. So if you want to create more connection with your man, give him that space and that way of creating connection. Because if he's like my husband, he goes into a shell, and you're the other way. You go towards him when you want connection. Try to give him a space so he can come to you. And if you want honesty and vulnerability, you give honesty and vulnerability. So you give what you want to get, but you also mind that what he thinks is love is different, and how he connects is different. So if he's in his shell and he retrieves, you give him space. And here's another good way to remember, or to stay on your own turf, is to remember that everything you're feeling, he's felt too, but at a different time. So if you're feeling hurt, it's because he has felt hurt. You've done something or said something that had hurt him. So before that you feel hurt, it's at a different time zone or a different time that you experience it. So when you feel hurt, just notice and use that as understanding how he felt. Oh, that's how I made him feel that day when I said or did that. So when my husband comes across as a little bit aggressive, I get really, really hurt. And I'm like, oh, that's me, or 10% of how I used to be. So I really understand what it's like, what it has been like to be him. When I used to blame him for everything, now I get a feel of what it's like to be at the other end. So when you get those hurt feelings, use them to relate to him as how he has felt in another time. And just remember, he's always felt what you're feeling, just at a different time. Those are the principles of staying on your own turf. This is the biggest leadership training ever, and our husband is our biggest training and our biggest gift of learning this skill. So stay on your own turf is taking 100% responsibility over what happens. Don't point to him, don't blame at him, don't think about what he can do to improve the situation. Think about what you can do. You can do everything from your side, from your turf. Give love when you want love. Just give what you want to get back. That is leadership. You're leading by example. And that's it. Stay on your own turf. Whenever you go, your mind goes to what he should or shouldn't do. Go, eh. That's what I do with my clients. I say, eh. Because it doesn't make any sense to even worry about it. So that's it, ladies. That's your homework. Stay on your own turf. Practice this is one of those homeworks that you should do for the rest of your life, but practice it for the next 24 hours minimum and see what comes up for you. How many times does your mind go to thinking about things that he should change? And then revert back and share with me how you reverted into what you can do to change the situation. And make a list of everything you want and then see what can I do to create that in my own actions and words. Good luck with this 5-day challenge or transformation. It's a bit of both. It can be a challenge to stay on your own turf. I get it. But just have trust and faith in the fact that your husband wants the same as you, but nobody wants to be told what to do. It takes their will away. It takes their desire away. It just doesn't work for him. So show, don't tell. As my husband always says, show, don't tell that you love him, and show, don't tell how you want your life to be. And take him out on a romantic date if that's what you want. Show it to him, give it to him. Okay, I'll see you in the Facebook group. Share with me or share in an email. Just reply and list out the things that you want him to and how you can do it from your side of the playing field. Stay on your own turf. I hope this transformation has been as helpful for you as it has for me. See you in the Facebook group.